Hey, what's up guys? Gangster Jeweler here. So today we are going to be working on a pair of earrings. Well, I think it's just one earring, but we'll say a pair of earrings. That the post has apparently come off of it. From what I understand anyways. And we got hair and shit all over it. And all our stones are there. Just kind of look it over, make sure everything's where it needs to be. Now this is 14 karat white gold. How about that? Let's go ahead and straighten out the straighten this one out. This one's a little bit crooked. Let's try to see if we can't straighten this one out, because it is a little bit off. And it never fails. You want to straighten the other one, because if you don't, like, see how that one's crooked, and you might put the other one on and it'll be straight, but they'll swear up and down the one that's crooked on the other one is the one that you put on there. So you better straighten it out, because if not, they're gonna say, oh, that's the one you put on there. It's like, no bitch, that is not the one I put on there. Hold on guys, I gotta pause the video for just a second, y'all. Alright guys, we're back. So at any rate, we're going to go ahead and straighten this sucker out, because if we don't, you know what the impossible result could be. They will swear up and down it was you, man. That's the one you put on there. Y'all know the drill. There we go. That's a lot straighter than it was. For show. Stupid bee flying around. Alright. Hopefully we don't get stung on live television. Not even sure how the hell he got in here. Well, live television, I say YouTube. Might as well be live television. Well, they definitely didn't want this post coming out, did they? They wrapped that thing up real good. Jeez. Alright. Well, at least we got the post. That saves them quite a bit of money. Alright, now, doing earring posts is a little bit different, and there's going to be many different ways you could approach this. This bee is about to drive me fucking nuts. Hold on just a second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, we back. So, you're going to have to approach this a little different. And you want to look to see where the other post has been welded. Exactly where it's welded on at, so you can put it in the same location. Which in this case, it is just above literally just above the. So what we're going to do, we're going to stick this in there like that. Now, like I said, there's going to be several ways you can approach this. You could use paste solder. You could use, we're going to go with a 4 tip here. You could use, what I like to do though is I like to get a piece of white gold solder and drop it on there. And then put my post in some locking tweezers. And do it that way, which I'll show you here in a second. As soon as we get our torch to come on here. There we go. Ah, you biatch. Oh, come on. One of these days I'm going to have to get a new torch, y'all. This damn thing's 30 years old. It's lasted a long freaking time. But it's getting to where it's very finicky about when you start it up with a smaller tip, like a 3 or 4 tip. If you do it with a bigger tip, like a 5 or 6, it's not bad, but at any rate. So what we are going to do is this. We're going to flip that like that. Let's go ahead and get our boric acid denatured alcohol here. And we're just going to dabble that kind of everywhere where we can. Alrighty. Now, go ahead and light that up, let that burn off. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab us a little piece of white gold solder. And we're going to go ahead and pre-melt it to the earring. So we're going to, let me zoom you guys in here real quick. And as soon as I find my solder, which I think I found it finally. Okay, now we're just going to pre-solder at least that's what I call it anyways. Okay, now we got our solder on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our post and we're going to grab some locking tweezers. Let me zoom you guys back out for a second here. But we are going to grab our post. And actually, before we do that, we need to make this melt a little more because it's still in a ball form. We need to get it to flow a little bit. Come on, focus in, camera. Come on. What we need to do is get this to flow a little bit. Okay, so we got that kind of pre-flowed where we kind of want it. Now, what we're going to do, so we're going to grab our earring post and we're going to stick it into some locking tweezers of some type. I don't know that I like those locking tweezers, so let's grab a different set here. That might be better. Yeah, I think that'll work. And we're going to put it into some locking tweezers like this. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to heat that solder up. And we need it to be centered. The best we can anyways. We're not quite there. There we go, that might be better. Let's take a look here. Not quite. Not quite. Let's see where that's sitting at. I think I like where that's at. Let's go ahead and cool that off. Those are diamonds, so we're not really overly worried about that. Now I do hope that she knows that she lost part of this freaking post when it came off. It's not quite as long as it should be. I just hope she knows that. Now we're just going to use some, let me try to zoom you guys in a little bit here. Now we're just going to use some pliers to try to straighten her out here a little bit. I need a different set of pliers. Where's my good pliers? They must not have made it back over here from the other desk. Oh, there they are. There they are. I was going to say, they must not have made it back. There we go. That sucker is on there now. Alright, so you can see we got it welded on there. But now what we need to do is and see, you can see the difference, how much shorter. Let's see if I can get these exactly together here. You can see that one's a little bit longer. It'll still work, but it definitely lost part of it when it came off, if you know what I mean. Definitely lost part of it. Alright, let's go ahead and turn our torch off here. And we need to clean some of this excess off a little bit. Clean some of that excess off there. Alright guys, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to go drop this into ultrasound real quick, and then we're going to have to polish a lot of this at the bench because we can't really put a whole lot of this onto the buffer. We can some of it, but not all of it. But I'm going to drop it in ultrasound and we'll be right back, y'all. Alright guys, we dropped this into ultrasound for a few. Now we need to come to the bench here and get us a nice brush wheel and try to polish this thing up at the bench a little bit. Some of it we will do on the buffer. Not all of it, but some of it. Maybe if I zoom this thing in some more, I don't know. Maybe that'll make things a little easier. Boy, my dogs are up front barking at somebody they're not happy about. But shout out to Alex for the Father's Day gift, man. Shout out to him, man. He's a real G. He is a real G. Alright guys, I'm gonna go, let's see, not going anywhere yet. Alright guys, I'm gonna go polish this on the buffer, and I'm gonna polish the other earrings so they doesn't look weird compared to the other one. And we'll be right back. We'll look at the finished product, guys. Be back in a minute. Alright guys, we are back with that earring. And as you can see, we got it nice, cleaned and polished. Got it looking good. Got our post on there. It is a little bit shorter than the other one. I don't know if this is the original post or part of it broke off when it broke off. But you can see it is shorter. It's still usable. It's long enough that it'll go through. But you can tell there's definitely a size difference there. Not by much, but there's a little bit of a difference. But at any rate, guys, got them both polished, got them cleaned, got them both looking good. And this is another repair down. It was fairly uneventful. That's one way that I do earring posts. You could tackle that many different ways. You don't necessarily have to do it the way that I do it. You know, you could even put the post in your third hand and then just bring it down so you're not having to hold it at all and put it down on the earring. I just like to put solder on there first and then put the post in some clamping tweezers, and just I feel like I have more control of it that way. But you're probably going to find that that might work for you, or something different might work for you. But at any rate, guys, this is the Gangster Jeweler. I appreciate you guys watching. Shout out to Alex, Lord Mark, Robert Hunter, some of the names that I can remember. Shout out to all the stores that use me. Shout out to Henry, Mike, Jonathan, Carol. Let's see, who else? Steve, Main Street. Shout out to all you guys. I appreciate you guys using me. If you're a store in the Jacksonville or Orange Park area and would like to start using me, you can email me. I'll have a link for that down in the description. But oh, and shout out to the Cash Americas that use me as well. I don't want to leave them out. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you'd like for me to do your repairs, you can visit my Etsy shop, which I'll have the link for that down in the description. And then also, if you'd like to check out my TikTok live reaction and gaming stream, I'll have that down there. And also my Kick live reaction and gaming stream, I'll have that down there as well. Also, I'll have my other YouTube channel, which is more of a reaction channel, down there. But this is the Gangster Jeweler, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Also, if you'd like to leave a tip or donation, it's not required. It just helps the channel grow and show some love. I'll leave that down in the description as well. If you're looking to buy jewelry in the Jacksonville area, I highly recommend Money Miser on Blanding Boulevard. And if you're not in the Jacksonville area, looking to buy jewelry online, I highly recommend Stellar Jewelry, which I'll have the link for that down in the description. But this is the Gangster Jeweler, guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, y'all.